At long last, I am being at Thursday, and this is devlog number 6 of Miles is depressed and so is Soul. Um, I took a break because I dealt with some medical stuff, and then I decided to revamp the thing. But it's done now, or it's not done now, but I got it looking how I want it to. So as you can see, we have our weekly selector, which is different now, different than it was. Um, to switch to pick which character you're playing as, you click this button right now. There's a little indicator for Soul, and there's one for Miles. As you can see, this thing is swapping as well. That's because it switches based on what it is. So like, and each thing, it's actually just their dialogue boxes that I took and repurposed for this. So as you can see, week 1 for Miles is Janet's, and Lou for Soul. Week 2 for Miles is Hazel, and Snaptrap for Soul. Week 3 for Miles is Michaela, and Terrence for Soul. Week 4 for Soul is Red and Orson for Miles. And then week 5 is their respective speech bubbles. And then Little Christmas. I don't know how to get it to stop doing the flashing thing. It didn't do that before on the other one, but this one is not working properly. I really hope that doesn't trigger epilepsy in anyone, or I figure out how to fix it. Anyway, so uh, this doesn't actually affect anything so far, but let's get into it. So as you can see, this is the new layout. You have 4 options in any area. This one does not do anything yet. However, I do have a dialogue layer that it will be used for. So as you can see right here, it's going to tell you whether you're in the prologue / tutorial and what week you're in. It tells you what day it is, what day of the week, and what time of day. Times of day have been split into six 4-hour segments, being twilight, which is midnight to 4 a.m., morning, which is 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., noon, which is 9 a.m. to 12 a.m., afternoon, which is or 12 p.m. 12 p.m. to or 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. evening, which is 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. and the night, which is 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Um, it's just easier for me to split this way. This indicator shows you where you are. This allows you to access your phone. Right now, there's only 3 apps. I plan on adding a music app as well as one that lets you look at photos and stuff. But right now, what I have is Chatterbox, which doesn't work yet. The silverware drawer, which has nothing on it because I need to redo the indicators to be sized properly, and Dragon's Hoard Banking, um, which is how you keep track of your money. And as before, silverware drawer is how you keep track of your mental, physical health, and your spoons and forks. So that'll be a lot easier to pick. This will be the settings button. This takes you back to here. Clicking the task button will ultimately show you the available tasks for an area. And as you can see, there's nothing yet, but click these buttons and the cursor will pop up where it goes. The stuff thing is your inventory segment. I plan on using this also for shops. So uh, this will have a little description of the item that you hover over. This will have the buttons that allow you to cancel your action, to give the item to someone else, to use the item, all that sort of stuff. And then walk allows you to go around. And as you can see, as you mouse over different areas, it'll show stuff. So right now, all it does is this, but in the final version, I plan on having it change out backgrounds for you. So as you can see, we have Terrence's room, Terrence's bathroom, Mem and Da's room, backyard, kitchen and dining room, and living room, and Miles's bathroom, laundry room, Miles's closet, Miles's room, entertainment center. There will be icons on all of these in the end, and this will not be a black void in the end. So if we go out to suburbia, we can see we have access to all the houses. That one's Irish because it's the color palette I had on hand, and then I decided to make it Mama and Dado's house. Uh, yeah, the Soteros, the Gautiers, which in this case is Sol and Lou's older sister, and her husband, and her little baby son. Devroom Manor, the Bennets, and the Harley Nicolauses, and of course the Onettes, which clicking that takes us back there. And then we have the entire town. These are the kind of icons that I plan on using more inside of here and other places. However, I got really tired of trying to think of new ones. So we have the Bay Overlook Office Building. Don't think too much about the acronym. It's an abandoned, condemned office building. That's kind of, the hangout for delinquents. Suds Your Duds, the Laundromat, Fitness Center, which I still need a funny name for, the apartments, the school grounds, library, playground, suburbia, Kirkland Market, the Blood Drive Bar and Grill, which is a vampire-themed bar and grill, Sparkle Sparkle Smoothie Shop, which is Hazel's dad's smoothie shop, and also the, like, where they live, because they live in, like, a thing on top of it. Hopeful Sprouts Home Away from Home, which is, like, a mental health center, uh, the emergency room, the hospital, St. Reverie, and Silver Bayview Community Church. We also have the Central Mall. Again, it needs a funny name. Let's go to the apartments first. Snaptrap's apartment, Michaela's apartment, Orson and Janet's, and then Lou and Sol's. Sol's apartment looks like this. We have all the different stuff. Lou room, Sol's room, bathroom they share, the living room, dining room, and the kitchen. They share a big old walk-in closet. Oh, I forgot that one. Okay. Alright, I'll have to go fix that later. But go back to Silver Baby and we have them all. Again, you can see the kind of icons there's gonna be. Phoenix Wingstop. It's 4 o'clock somewhere, which is a tea house. Pizza Pasta, which needs a funny name. Darwin's Deli. That and these 2 spots are going to be where you can get food. And then Diverne Music, Bookworm, Dean Cassidy's House of Fashion, Rapunzel and Rapunzel, and that one's a hair salon. The Nerd Store, Onette Crafts, The Least of These, which is a pet shop, the movie theater, which needs a funny name, and the arcade, which needs a funny name. That's pretty much it right now. I guess I'll put Miles back in his room. Soul, there's no difference for Soul except he starts in a different location, and as you can see, the coloring is different. Also, Soul will be able to check his mail here. I don't think I mentioned the mail. let's go to Pizza Pasta. He also has a differently themed phone, but the icons are the same. And I cannot believe I forgot that Chatterbox doesn't work. So that's it what I have right now. Um I wanted to get it back to a place where it was, good before I made another devlog, and I feel confident about what I've done so far. Um Backgrounds are probably gonna wait because they aren't strictly necessary, but what I am gonna try to do next is indicators, so I want to be able to show you that, hey, certain friends or important people are places. And I kind of want to have a little thing pop out down here to show that, or it may go down here. I don't know yet what's going, what the situation is going to be on that. It just kind of depends on what looks best. Um, I'm also, like I said, I'm trying to get the shop system going where and and the apps, obviously. Uh, I'm aiming toward trying to get a slice done to make it so that you can get through all 5 weeks and get the stagnation endings rather than going right forward to doing the story because the story is very in depth. Uh, but yeah, that's how it is so far.